Welcome to 8 Simple Steps, where small business entrepreneurs who are just starting, struggling, want to scale stronger, or stay in business longer come to soar and thrive. I'm Maureen Edwards. I'm the founder of 8 Simple Steps and the innovator of the START Blueprint. And if you are here right now, you want to discover how to create killer subject lines that customers can't wait to open emails from and learn all about the great content inside your emails so that you can influence them, convert them, and drive revenue into your company, because that's what it's all about, right? I'll tell you, email marketing is my absolute #1 marketing strategy I use and my most successful one. And I will give you reasons why as we get into this course. Now, you're here either A, because you're just starting with email marketing and you want to make sure you start on the right foot immediately. And you want to pick up all the best practices right from the start. Or B, maybe you're struggling with email marketing and your open rates are just not where they should be. You're not hitting your KPIs and you really need to pick up some insights to step up your game. Or C, you're killing it with email marketing right now, and you just want to pick up a few hacks today to take it to the next level. So wherever you're at in the process, you're in the right place. So let's get started in this course so you can become a master at people opening your emails. And let me tell you, it is all about the subject line, because if people aren't compelled enough with that subject line, they're never going to open up what's inside and see all the great stuff that you want them to see. So let me start to share my screen with you. Okay. All right. All right. So how appropriate, right? Hook your customers with emails that get opened. And after you learn all of my best practices that you can implement immediately, you can get up to greater than a 20% increase in open rates. And that's substantial. Let me just share a little bit of information about myself. I'm a serial entrepreneur. I've built 6 companies from scratch. My first one was after I invented a pet product. That's a totally different story and probably a course within itself. But it started my mission to help other entrepreneurs who are struggling out there, because the company was a huge mess that I was able to turn around and be able to use that mess into my message. I'm an award-winning marketing, branding, and business strategist, and I've been in the industry for 25 years, and I love every minute of the art and science of it. So enough about me. I think the only thing that I would leave you with is that I love entrepreneurship, I embody it, I embrace it, and I empower all of my small businesses out there to do the same. So what I want you to walk away with. Well, today in particular, we're going to go over 10 email categories that will wow customers, and I have actual samples that you can use to help guide yourself, and you can customize them. But there are 10 particular email categories that you can work with depending on the type of marketing campaign you plan on doing. There are also 20 high-performing subject lines that I am going to give you. Some of them are ones that I use that have my highest open rates out there, and you can go ahead and customize them by just tweaking them for your company or the campaign you're doing it. And then I'm going to share with you my best practices that will make you master email open rates. And then I'm going to share with you the no-go mistakes that will send emails right to the spam folder and how you can avoid that. And then the last thing, the game changer. It's one hack that most people ignore, and I'm going to make sure you don't, because it'll give you a true edge. Let's look at email marketing as a whole. So when I said to you, it's my absolute favorite and my most effective marketing strategy, this is why. It has a 4,300% return on investment. And I am here to tell you, I don't know of any other marketing tactic out there that has this. In fact, 70% of industry marketers from the biggest corporations out there use email marketing as their number one type of campaign to reach, influence, and convert their customers. In fact, it's 40 times more effective at acquiring new customers than Facebook or Twitter. So here we are all day posting and tweeting, thinking that we're going to move the needle, but you can move the needle more with email marketing by sending out a few emails a month than you can posting all day. So 125 billion business emails are sent and received each day, but let's focus on the 111 billion consumer emails. And you may think, oh my gosh, I get flooded with these. I don't even open them. I delete them. I unsubscribe from a million of them. Well, I'm here to tell you, you're a rarity because the numbers don't lie. And the return on investment doesn't either. So I highly recommend you look at the numbers and you say, why do so many marketers use this? And why am I here to give this course? This could really help you. And then if that doesn't convince you, take a look at this. Regardless of your audience, whether your target audience for your service or your product is a boomer, Gen X, millennial, or Gen Z, you can reach every audience. There is not one type of platform out there that reaches every group. Boomers, 93% of them use email every day. So they are there for the taking. They are picking it up. You just have to make sure they open it. Gen X, same thing. They use it on a regular basis. And if you customize and personalize emails to them based on tracking their previous purchases, wow, you can really move the needle and convert that audience to drive revenue into your business. Millennials, 63% are more likely to be converted. So if you send them sales and promotion emails, my goodness, look at the numbers. And then this one is the most astounding, is Gen Z. 46% of them say it's a big factor in making buying decisions when they get an email. And they are going to be growing more than any other generation as far as being influenced by email marketing. So come on, whoever your target audience is here, email marketing has to be part of your marketing strategy. Let's take a look now of our 10 category subject lines. So we have fear of missing out, curiosity, funny, vanity, greed, sloth, pain point, retargeting, personal, and straightforward. Now, just about every company can use these types of categories, depending on the type of campaign you're doing. You may move in and out and use a variety of these. And it will depend on your brand. So let's start with fear of missing out. This one kind of came about and really upped its game with the millennial market. They kind of have this fear of missing out, which social media really increased this as well, because social media is all about fear of missing out, about the next Snapchat, the next picture, what's going on. But this is a big one. You're missing out on points. Urgent. You've got one day to watch this. I use this with my webinars or my master class. Hey, one day left to register. In other words, if you don't take advantage of this right at this moment, you'll never get another opportunity. And they don't want to miss that. Now, make sure that when you say it, you mean it. That when you give them only one day, you don't all of a sudden say, oh, here's another day, and it keeps going and going, because you've lost trust, you've lost credibility, and then you've lost the whole concept of fear of missing out. And then you can't really use that subject line anymore. Let's look at curiosity. One of my favorites and most high performing categories. Don't open this email. Well, now we all want to open it, right? Or you forgot something. What the heck did I forget? In fact, that PSST is like one of the best performing ones that I've used. Have you registered yet? Absolutely one of the best that I highly encourage you to use. Now, what they eat in prison. Of course, this is totally going to depend on what type of company you have, your target audience, what your brand is. But you get the idea that these are intriguing. These are compelling. Keep that in mind. Funny. Again, this is going to depend on what type of brand you are. Now, if you're a serious healthcare company, you're a technology company, maybe you're a coaching and business type of company, you may not be using something like Where to Drink Beer right now, and it's sent at 6:45 in the morning on a Wednesday. That would be great for a brewery and so appropriate. Grubhub, It's Gonna Rain Brats and Dogs, perfect for a restaurant. So be careful with some of these as you're moving in and out of the different categories. You've got to stay in brand, but it's cute, it's whimsical, it grabs their attention, and you've got to know your audience when you do it. Licking your phone never tasted so good. Well, if you got that in your inbox, would you be a little bit intrigued? Most likely. Vanity. Now, you'll see a lot of your cosmetic companies, your retail companies, anybody in fashion. It's all about wearing those latest styles, making them almost feel like fear of missing out. Some of these are definitely going to cross over. Don't wear last year's styles. Like, I don't want to miss out on this year's style. So there's a little bit in there, but it's all about, I don't want to be caught dead in anything from that's not here and now. Your butt will look great in these workout pants. People who are into the vanity customer target, this is for you. So just tweak these a little bit if this is your type of business. Now, this doesn't have to just be all about looks. It can also go in with intelligence. Don't look stupid with these old technology platforms. The person who does not want to look unintelligent, and it's a little bit funny, you could probably get away with it. You and you alone know your brand and your audience, but you get the idea. It could also work for holiday. How about the perfect gifts for the most difficult family members? Well, that could work because it's playing on the vanity of a really tough customer. So this is something that I would definitely take a look at depending on your campaign. Now let's take a look at greed. This I think is the easiest one. And a lot of people use this, especially if you have a promotion. You've got a coupon going on, you've got 2 for 2, you're taking a percentage off. People use this all the time and you're probably very successful at it. These are kind of the slam dunks, but you can cross over with the fear of missing out and the greed. So play with it. Don't just say 2 for 2. You can go, don't miss out, 40% off, because you can say it's going to end at a certain amount of time. It's just this weekend only, 25% off. So make it a little bit more urgent because you want to drive that revenue as quickly as possible. And then these people are motivated by money off, free points, discounts, buy one, get ones. That's what they want. So if that's your campaign, this is your category, this is your target audience, keep it short and sweet. Sloth. Now, sloth is completely different than greed. And this is not meant to be negative. It's just a category. But these people want you to do the work for them. They're not looking for a monetary reward. They're not looking for a discount on anything. They are specifically saying to you, I want to be getting a free webinar, a free masterclass. I would like to get a download of an ebook. I want information from you, like a 63-point checklist for creating the ultimate opt-in form. You put that in there, they're ready to open it. They want data. Grow your email list 10 times faster with these 30 content upgrade ideas. Yep, I want it. Even the title of this webinar, Build the Ultimate Event Tech Stack. You put that in a subject line, that's what sloth is. So remember, if you're doing a campaign like this, and this is a masterclass or a webinar or a summit that you're running, this is a sloth campaign and the subject lines should correlate with it. And these are really highly informative, targeted to this audience. And those little emojis there, we'll get to that. They kind of add a little bit of spark. Pain point. Now, this is all about adding your value right in the subject line. You're going to solve a problem. This is where you can really make the highlight of your company shine right in the subject line. You're addressing it. And it's a little bit different than sloth because that was very content heavy. This may be if you are a restaurant, if you're a photographer, or if you have a gadget that could help out a certain product. Feed your guests without breaking the bank. You know, maybe you have a delivery service or you have a box of food that you deliver that is super, super affordable. You have like here, this is, you know, a Thanksgiving, you know, type of company that, you know, allows people to get a whole checklist that is going to take care of their entire meal so they don't have to forget about a thing. They've taken away a pain during the holidays. This is what they are providing in the subject line that will intrigue them. Get more kitchen space. There's my problem. I have none. And I got an easy fix for you. It's probably a product that will help you get your kitchen dishes up off the counter. Or 3 ways to stop your social phobia. There you go. You probably are going to get some tips and tricks on that. It's not so much business related. It kind of just solves a pain point. You're not really inviting them to a webinar to learn something or a summit or giving them a download. You're really kind of handling it right in the email. And the subject line just quickly intrigues them. Retargeting. Now, this is where you're kind of stalking your customers. A lot of this is good for e-commerce, where you know what they have in their shopping cart, and maybe they've abandoned their shopping cart. They wanted something, they didn't go through with it. And so you're targeting these people and saying, hey, you know, we're not going to give up on you. We saw that you didn't quite move on this, but maybe you need additional information. And so right in the subject line, they're a little bit intrigued. We're not going to give up on you. You know exactly who that customer is. I love, we see you browsing, and they're like, oh my gosh, are you kidding me? And then you give them something in there. We know that you went and really liked this particular product. You didn't move forward with your purchase. You know, if we can answer any additional questions, good news, your price dropped. We saw that you were looking at it at this price. We want to let you know it's now at this price. Thought you'd be interested. Move the needle with these people. You already got them as customers. You want to push them over the edge. Target them specifically and give them a reason to move to the next step. And that's handing over the cash. And that subject line has to get open to make them do it. And this is targeting them specifically, which brings me to the next point. Personal. And I think this is probably one of the biggest reasons why I have the highest open rates out there. This is because I add names or I connect with them emotionally. That is like I'm talking to them directly. And if you really want to make a connection with your customers and they want to feel like they know you, then talk with them as if you're sending them not a business email, not a consumer email, but a friend email. Like, Mary, can I buy you lunch? Well, isn't that more personal if you own a restaurant? If you're giving them a certificate, if it's a buy one, get one, it's not get 20% off your next purchase in the subject line. No, it's her name specifically, like you're talking to her, you know her. Can I buy you lunch? Well, she's going to be much more apt to open that. Is my friend going to buy me lunch? Or how about I'll pick you up at 7? It would be even better if it's Mary, I'll pick you up at 7. What are you picking me up for? And it could be about like Uber even. Or if it isn't even about that, I'll pick you up at 7. Could be about the fact that you have an event and it's going to be starting at 7 o'clock on a specific day. Are you going to be really picking her up? It's going to be funny in the email content that do we have to pick you up? What type of nudge do we have to get you there for? It just is intriguing. It's personal. It moves them. Use their name. This one, I guarantee, will increase your open rates dramatically. It's been proven. In fact, I say incorporating these best practices will give you an increase of 20% plus. But I will tell you, if you add the personalization to it, you'll see even higher rates. Let's look at the last one. Well, straightforward can't be any more straightforward. And some people will go, oh my gosh, it's so boring. I'm just going to put my company name on there and oh, it's newsletter for February. No, think about it this way. Somebody has gone on your website, they've subscribed to your newsletter. They are handing over something precious to you. They've given you their email address, which is like giving you their phone number. They've said, I like your content. I like your products. I like hearing from you. Here you go. If they don't anymore, they'll unsubscribe, which means they're not the right client from you. That it's churn and burn. That's fine. A little bit of churn is necessary because don't waste your time on them anymore. Yes, this is a fundraising email. That means they're part of your charity. They've given money to you before. So they're expecting this stuff. It's okay. This is great. Use these. They're expecting you. They get very good open rates. There is nothing wrong with this. And quite frankly, I think, yes, this is a fundraising email. It's very cute. And I think it's really, I kind of like it. Yes, this is a sales event. Well, I think that's really good too. It may be straightforward, but I think it's pretty compelling. Be creative. These are all things you can customize. And you can intersperse all the different subject line categories. All right. Once you see how you can kind of mix and match, and I've given you 20, some of them are my best open rates, some of them I've seen in the industry work, incorporate them. Now, why is this so important? Well, I'm giving you the statistic that 47% of email recipients decide to open on your email just based on the subject line. It's actually much higher than that, what we're finding, because so many more people have been home and they work out of their home. And over the last couple of years, we've found that with the situation, this is really how people are getting their data. So we know that this is what influences them. But I think what's more astounding is 70% almost of email recipients report email as spam based on your subject line. So if they don't like it, if they find it to be spammy and negative, they're really not going to see you as a credible company, reputable, and ever want to do business with you. And that's not what you want for your brand. Let's take a look at my best practices. I utilize these all the time. First off, don't ever include a question with an exclamation in the same subject line. So if you notice, I love questions. Questions are great, but want a solution fast? Act now? No. Let's do want a solution fast? I have one. That's it. That's kind of like the pain point. Do you need a solution now? I have one. Never use all caps. It's like you're screaming at them. 85% of the respondents just prefer that sentence case. That's all. Now, sometimes I will use, if I have a title of a master class, I will capitalize each word in each the first letter in each word. Perfectly appropriate. But like I said, I just like that simple sentence. And remember, I've already talked about using the name in the subject line. Now, experiment with those emojis. You saw a couple of them in Sloth, and it kind of broke up the content a little bit, got their attention. Use it in the subject line. But I want to just kind of caution you with this. Again, it goes back to brand. I don't think big healthcare companies, some serious companies are going to want little cute, funny emojis. They can look unprofessional. And if you have more than two, it can look super irritating. It can look a little obnoxious. So I think these are great for like dog walkers, groomers, restaurants, weddings, photography. I will use them in business with the fire emojis, which is like, hustle and the time ones that are time sensitive. So if you have a sale for any business, you can put time is running out, a little clock. I'll put dollar signs on there, which is great for sales. So experiment with those, but also test them. Emojis need to be tested on different mobile phones because the majority of emails are picked up on the mobile phone and they can be distorted. If you just implement a few of those, this will increase open rates dramatically. Now go back and see, have I been doing some of these and making mistakes? And if you have, then maybe what you want to do is obviously eliminate them. But if you haven't been incorporating them, go ahead and test them. See what the difference is. Now, these are keywords. These open emails 13% more. I mean, just doing this, you'll get a 13% increase, like using words like upgrade in the subject line. Upgrade your points now, okay? And then the word just, this email is just for you. I'm providing content in here just for you. A wonderful sale is going on. Congratulations, it's your birthday. They love birthday stuff. And there's something special in here. Our monthly newsletter or our monthly sale is happening one day only. This is an awesome way to use these power words in your subject line. And they will increase your open rates. Use them. Okay, now on the flip side, these are the spam words and these are the no-goes. You've got to stay away from these. And the reason why is that there's an algorithm and they will get flagged. Like, dear friends, don't put that in the subject line. Click here, the algorithm picks it up. And free, I struggle with this. I always want to use like free masterclass, a free webinar. People want to use free samples. The problem is that when people see free, they kind of look at this too good to be true, like catch fast. People think that you're trying to spam people, trying to pull one over on them. Kind of stay away from that. You're taking a chance. Now, the way you can supplement this is using the word complementary samples. If you noticed, I didn't do buy one, get one free. I just did buy one, get one. And I used out the word free. Same with RE or FWD. It's like forward. They're trying to make you do a chain email. Spammy. This is a total no-go and will really reduce the opportunity for any of these to even get into a customer's inbox. And you don't want that at all. Avoid this big no-no. So let's take a look at one of the best opportunities to improve your real estate. And this could kind of get around the algorithm. And the reason I say this is that the algorithm doesn't necessarily pick up something called text preview, which can increase open rates by 30% if you use it and use it right. And I can't believe how many people miss this opportunity and they leave it blank. And then at the top, it just says to view email in browser. Have you ever seen some of these? And I'm like, how could you do that? So this example up here is a market guide for customer data platforms for marketing. So this obviously is a sloth platform, but below it, they gave a sneak peek of content that is just kind of teasing them that when they open it, they're going to get insights, strategies, and key tactics to inform CDB buying decisions. Woo! I need that. I'm going to open this because this is valuable content that's going to be a value-added opportunity to move my business forward. You're sending something of value to me. So you have used the text preview in a very valuable way, and it complements the subject line. Both of them have to work synergistically together. And remember, every email that people open, the subject line and preview text should reflect exactly what they are going to get. So the content you write, whether it's an ebook you're giving them, a video they're watching, a sale, should reflect exactly what they opened it for, or else it's bait and switch. And people get very annoyed and they will unsubscribe that. So don't do that. Make sure you're honest and authentic with them. What's great about this is that your subject lines are short, and they should be, or else they'll get cut off, especially in mobile. So you only have about 40 characters, but in text preview, you have up to 145 to go ahead and give them that information to let them know, hey, this is what you're going to get. 77% of those email opens occur on the mobile device. So keep the subject line short and then give them the teaser here. Now, remember when I said you can kind of work around the free? If you want to offer something with the word free, put it in the text preview. You could put free insights, strategies, and key tactics. Okay, that doesn't necessarily get picked up by the algorithm. Just a little tip there. So what's the game changer? Metrics. Metrics drive the creative, and yet a lot of people, including huge corporations, don't include it. It's amazing to me. Why wouldn't you? In fact, everybody should be monitoring metrics across the board, whether it's email marketing, website, Google Analytics, all your social media platforms, advertising, because this is your roadmap to see if this is working. So a good example is this, like, see you have 9,100 subscribers in your email list. And then you did an email campaign and only 12% of them, about 1,100, open this. And that totally isn't even the industry average. It didn't even hit your goals. You're like, this was not very successful. And maybe it just didn't even compare to some of the others you had. And you're like, what did we do wrong? Go back to the subject line. My 5 C's best practice. This is how I have used everything in my content writing. Everything should be clear, concise, consistent to your brand, so people recognize you. Compelling, which is that intrigue. Customer-centric, directly talking to them. Everything you write, including that subject line, has to follow that. Make sure it does. And when it does, that's how they open it. So go back to the drawing board and say, all right, I have about 7,400 people that never open this. I am going to go ahead and rework that subject line right now. And that is exactly what I'm going to do within about a day. Got to be done about 24 hours later. Give people a little bit of time to open it because some people are a little bit slow. Resend it. Test it again with something maybe more personalized, something with an emoji. See what you didn't do in the best practices, and then see how your open rates are. I guarantee the metrics will guide you to be even better at email marketing. I hope all of these tips and tricks, all of these insights are super helpful and have given you opportunities now to incorporate into your email strategy. And if you didn't think this was super important to drive conversions and revenue, I hope that I convinced you that it is. Please incorporate it. Now, if you would like more information about 8 Simple Steps and exactly what my company does, please visit my website at 8simplesteps.net and follow me on Facebook, which is facebook.com, start and stay in business, because that's my goal for every company. And I'm also on LinkedIn, which is 8 Simple Steps as well. I'd love for you to learn more about what I do, what my mission is for entrepreneurs, and everything that I strive to do to help each and every one of them. So I look forward to hearing from you. My email is goldfish@8simplesteps.net. Drop me an email. Let me know what you thought of the course. Share it with your friends who could benefit from it. Look forward to hearing from you. I will talk with you soon. Bye, everybody.